Now look, we have balance.
Oh yeah, yeah. This year it go be my year. This year, how we all no go fear. This year we dey come for you. Anywhere the party that we must come to. This year it go be my year. This year, how we all no go fear. This year we dey come for you. Anywhere the party that we must come to. Yeah.
An official Happy New Year and a prosperous decade of the 20s to you all. For this sip of tea, I'm going to be talking about a topic that I know we all can relate to. Transitions. And we have them at so many stages in life. We have transitions as we go to new ages, transitions as our families develop and grow, transitions as we learn to manage and take on new responsibilities. We transition as we go through life's journey, and we transition as we transcend in our faith. And look, we're even all transitioning right now as we begin walking through a new decade. Now, from what I can observe from just my own personal networks and also from reposts on social networks as well, I can see that a lot of people are excited, for the new year, excited for the decade, excited for the opportunities of change and for growth and for healing entering their lives. I see it and I feel the positivity running through the atmosphere, and it's honestly so good. A lot of people are a lot more hungrier for success. Everyone seems to be fighting to have their ideal dream life come true, and I'm all here for it. Entering this new decade brings us hope. It brings clarity, it brings vision. And that's why I wanted to start off my first recording of 2020 with an episode on transitioning, as I too am going through some big transitions right now in my own life. For one, I'm currently going through the process of legitimizing sip of tea. I've been getting a bit more organized and setting myself into a routine so that I can actually bring my visions to reality. We are now on Instagram, so make sure you follow at Tea Time Thursdays to stay up to date for your bi-weekly dosage of tea. That's the letter T as in T for Tiana, Time Thursdays. Or you can honestly just search hashtag sip of tea, and I know you'll find the account or you'll find my page. But anyways, I've been doing some transitioning. I've also been preparing for a relocation as well. I kind of wanted and I felt like I needed to move into an environment that would allow me a bit more freedom so that I can actually bring my dreams to light. An environment that would allow me much needed time and also the space just to really focus on developing my craft. And also with a physical relocation, I'm also in a bit of transition with regards to my job as well. And you already know that I also have my New Year's resolutions too. So while I've been going through these transitions, I started taking notice to the first few lessons that I was being taught this year, or lessons that I was being reminded. So in this episode 15, Transitions, I just thought I could share some things for you to keep in mind. Just some tea, regarding transitions. Okay, so if you haven't really realized this by now, I'm a bit of a spiritual person. So in my time of transition, I always remember I need to trust God and His timing, because I really do believe that He makes all things work together for our good. And also, while on the topic of timing, something I want to remind you all of as you're in a period of transition is that it takes time to adjust. And we can't really get mad at ourselves if the transition isn't really happening at the pace that we'd expect it to, because we need to take our transitions at our own time and we need to run our own races. In my time of transition, I also remembered that transitions are supposed to make us uncomfortable. As my best friend always reminds me, she always tells me we have to grow out of the stage that we're currently in or grow out of the stages that we were previously in. And it's okay to be uncomfortable right now, because that's just the first indicator that you need to start moving. You need to put certain things away that are going to limit you from transitioning to your higher heights. Your transition is how you grow, and there's no growth when you're comfortable, so why stay there? I know that transitions are overwhelming and that they seem difficult, but the truth is the most difficult part of any transition is actually getting started. But I guarantee you that once you do, you'll either love it or you might hate it, but I don't believe you'll stop because you've already gotten your footing and your routine. And once you've gotten that down pat, there's no stopping you. And the last thing that I want to leave you with regarding transitions is that you need to treat your transitions like your drive phase at the start of a race. And if you're listening from Track Nation, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. You see, in track, especially for sprinters, the most important part of the race is the drive phase. It's the beginning of the race where you press gas and you push through with power. You keep your head down, you pump your arms, you move your legs, and you keep on picking up speed and gaining momentum. Let your drive phase set the stride and the pace for a successful transition. And the beginning of our transitions is when we should work the hardest. It's when we should get organized, get into routine, and really set the foundation. So I just want you to keep those few things in mind as you make your transition in life and as you excel to higher heights. Understand and know that your previous you will be so proud of your future and your current you. I also want you guys just to keep in mind that we are transitioning as well here at Sip of Tea, and I'm forever grateful and appreciative of all the support and for everyone honestly just tuning in and listening to Sip of Tea, and also to all the people who have already started following Tea Time Thursdays, and for everyone that shares Sip of Tea and has a part in making this possible. Those who share the knowledge, those who share the growth, and those who want to share in the success of our community, I thank you. Each dosage of tea isn't going to be the same because, as I tell you guys all the time, we're constantly going to challenge life and aim to do better at each stage of the process. Now, with that being said, I do have some new elements that I'll be working on including in our bi-weekly episodes, one of which I'm actually going to be starting with right now. And don't worry, you're always going to get your dosage of motivation and positivity when you do tune in, but I also want to start sharing my views on conversations occurring within my communities. So for this section of current views and news, I kind of wanted to talk about two people who are back in the media yet again. The story of, the Duke and the Duchess of Sussex, Prince Harry and his wife, Meghan. And I'm sure by now you've all heard about the two of them stepping down from their senior roles within the British royal family in order to be more independent from the Buckingham Palace. And I actually don't blame them for their decision at all. It's drastic, that's what some people might say, but a family wanting to step out and build their own legacies and their own financial stability happens more often than we think. And also sometimes when you're not really valued in the space that you are currently in, you have to leave. I'm sorry, but you do have to take those steps and you gotta go. If you think about it from Meghan's point of view, from her perspective, she's been scrutinized by the media time and time again. They've said things like she's too bold, she's too outspoken, she's too much to handle. And in a recent article, they even titled her as, and I quote, a divorcee whose mother is African American, end quote. And I don't care who you are, but those kind of comments and negative surroundings hold weight. And honestly, they can cause a lot of emotional and mental strain. But in this situation, I do have to big up Prince Harry for allowing his queen to open his eyes to the slander and microaggressions that have been thrown at her. He himself has said that he's come to clearer perspectives. And I honestly think we can thank Meghan for that. We can thank Meghan for opening his eyes. And I hope that this decision allows others to open their eyes as well and cause them to quit playing blind. And that's all for this sip of tea. I'll be back in 2 weeks with your dosage of positivity and motivation. Don't forget to follow us at Tea Time Thursdays on Instagram to stay up to date with all the tea. It's your girl, Lady T, and I'm tuning out. Until the next time.
This year we ride cars, yeah. This year we body bar, yeah. This year we go far, yeah. This year we turn stars, yeah. This year we ride cars, yeah. This year we body bar, yeah. This year we go far, yeah. This year we turn stars, yeah.
Transitions as we get to new ages, transitions as